Okay, let's get into it. Today we're doing a deep dive into uh, a really significant chapter from the Bible, Psalms 109.
Right. And it's powerful, but also, pretty challenging for many readers.
Definitely. It doesn't really shy away from some very raw human stuff. We're
Right.
talking deep pain, betrayal, and this intense cry for divine justice.
Exactly. It throws you right into the middle of someone suffering. So our plan is to look at the speaker situation first.
Okay.
Then we'll tackle that controversial bit, the curses, which people often find quite jarring.
Yeah, that section really stands out.
And finally, we'll see where the speaker lands, finding hope and sort of reliance on God in the end.
Great. So, starting with the speaker's plight, I mean, the first thing that hits you is just how bad things are for this person. What's happening?
Well, the text is pretty vivid. The speaker says they're being attacked by wicked and deceitful men
Okay.
using lying tongues, words of hatred, and they feel it's completely unjustified, attacked without cause.
Wow. And there's that betrayal element too, right? That feels particularly cutting.
It really does. That line, "In return for my friendship, they accuse me." I mean, you can almost feel the sting of that, can't you?
Yeah.
Someone you trusted turning on you like that.
Absolutely awful. And it's not just words, is it? There's physical suffering described too.
Oh, yeah. Very much so. The speaker feels totally exposed. They call themselves poor and needy, saying their heart is wounded.
Hmm.
There's physical weakness, like from fasting maybe, feeling shaken off like a locust, knees weak, body thin and gaunt. They
Goodness.
feel like an object to scorn. So it's this picture of someone just, well, pushed to the absolute limit emotionally and physically.
Right. So that really sets the stage for the part that grabs everyone's attention and maybe makes us a bit uncomfortable, the curses.
Mm-hmm.
The language is just, I mean, incredibly harsh. How do we even start to process these requests being made to God?
Yeah, this is where the psalm really confronts you.
Yeah.
The speaker asks God for some, frankly, terrible things to happen to their enemies.
Like what, specifically?
Well, they ask God to appoint an evil man against their enemy, hope they're found guilty in court, pray their days be few,
Implying they die young.
essentially, yeah, and that another take his place. So like praying for their complete downfall and replacement.
And it gets even harder to read because it extends beyond the individual, doesn't it, to the family?
It does, and that's particularly jarring for modern readers, I think.
Yeah.
It asks that their children become fatherless, the wife a widow,
Wow.
that the children end up as wandering beggars, their descendants cut off, even their memory blotted out.
Hmm.
It's asking for total eradication.
It's really intense. And, when we talk about this, we're just reporting what the text says, reflecting that speaker's state.
Exactly. We're relaying the content here. The desire is for complete reversal, complete judgment on the enemy and their line.
Does the psalm give any reason why the speaker asks for such extreme things? Is there a justification offered?
Yes, the text does state reasons. It says the enemy never thought of doing a kindness, that they actively hounded to death the poor and the needy and the brokenhearted. And, maybe crucially, it says the enemy themselves loved to pronounce a curse.
Oh, so it's presented as a kind of a reciprocal justice. What they dished out is what they should get back.
That seems to be the logic presented within the psalm itself, yes. It frames these curses as a direct response to the enemy's own cruelty and injustice, especially towards the vulnerable. We're just conveying what the source states here.
Okay, so we've got the deep suffering and then this almost overwhelming reaction in the form of curses. But then the psalm pivots, doesn't it?
It really does. It's quite a remarkable shift. After all that raw anger and pain, the focus turns.
Towards God, towards hope.
Exactly. The speaker makes a direct appeal. Help me, O Lord my God. Save me in accordance with your love. Notice that your love.
Ah, so the appeal is based on God's character, not the enemy's awfulness or even the speaker's own righteousness.
Precisely. And there's that amazing line that draws such a stark contrast. They may curse, but you will bless.
That's powerful. It's like saying, their words have power, but yours has more.
Right. The confidence isn't ultimately in the curses landing, it seems, but in God's ability to override them, to bless, to protect.
Believing God will shame the enemies and rescue the speaker.
Yes. Trusting God stands at the right hand of the needy one to save his life. And because of that trust, the speaker says, with my mouth I will greatly extol the Lord. It's a pivot from petitioning for destruction to praising God for deliverance.
So, wrapping this up, what does this deep dive into Psalms 109 leave us with? For you listening, it's such a mix, isn't it? Intense, real, human feelings, pain, anger, the desire for justice.
All sitting right alongside this profound faith, this reliance on God. It's not neat, it's not tidy.
No, definitely not. It makes you think about how faith works when you're really suffering, when you feel deeply wronged.
Yeah, how do we handle such raw emotion when we encounter it in ancient texts like this? How do we bring our own, sometimes difficult feelings to God?
So here's something to chew on as you think about Psalms 109. What is the nature of the prayer we see here? Is it just about letting off steam, venting?
Or is it fundamentally about seeking justice, asking for wrongs to be righted?
Or could there be something else happening? Maybe the act of praying like this, bringing all that darkness and hope together, actually changes the person doing the praying. What does this ancient cry suggest to you about prayer when you're facing real injustice?